You know that feeling when you wake up after a terrible night's sleep? You're groggy, irritable, and you'd give anything for just one more hour in bed. So you promise yourself that tonight will be different. Tonight, you'll finally get the sleep you deserve. But here's the thing most people don't realize. The quality of your sleep tonight is actually determined by what you do this morning. That might sound backward, but it's true. Your body operates on a 24-hour cycle called your circadian rhythm, and every choice you make from the moment you open your eyes sends signals to your brain about when it should be awake and when it should be asleep. If you want to sleep better tonight, you need to start preparing for it the moment you wake up. Let's talk about what actually happens in your body when you sleep. During the night, your brain cycles through different stages of sleep, each one serving a crucial purpose. Deep sleep helps your body repair itself and consolidate memories. REM sleep, where most of your dreaming happens, is essential for emotional regulation and learning. But here's the catch. Your body can only enter these sleep stages at the right times if your internal clock is properly calibrated. And that calibration? It starts in the morning. The absolute most important thing you can do for your sleep happens within the first hour of waking up, and it's so simple that most people overlook it completely. Get bright light in your eyes. I'm talking about natural sunlight, not the glow from your phone screen. Your brain has a master clock located in a tiny region called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, and it uses light as its primary time-setting cue. When bright light hits your eyes in the morning, it triggers a cascade of signals that tell your brain, this is the start of the day. Be alert now and be ready to sleep in about 16 hours. This isn't just feel-good advice. Studies have shown that people who get bright light exposure in the morning fall asleep faster at night, sleep more deeply, and wake up feeling more refreshed. The effect is so powerful that light therapy is one of the most effective treatments for insomnia and circadian rhythm disorders. So what does this look like practically? You need to get outside within 30 minutes to an hour of waking up. Even on a cloudy day, outdoor light is significantly brighter than indoor lighting. 10 to 15 minutes is enough on a sunny day, but aim for 20 to 30 minutes if it's overcast. If you absolutely cannot get outside, sit next to a window or consider using a light therapy box that provides at least 10,000 lux. Now, while you're getting that morning light, let's talk about something else you should be doing. Moving your body. Exercise is one of the most powerful sleep aids we have, but timing matters. Morning exercise is particularly beneficial because it reinforces your circadian rhythm, telling your body that daytime is for activity. When you exercise, your body temperature rises, and then it gradually falls throughout the day. This temperature drop in the evening actually helps trigger sleepiness. Morning workouts also boost cortisol at the right time. Cortisol gets a bad reputation as the stress hormone, but it's actually supposed to be high in the morning to wake you up and help you feel alert. The problem only comes when cortisol is high at night when you're trying to sleep. You don't need to run a marathon every morning. Even a brisk 15-minute walk will make a difference. The key is consistency and getting your heart rate up a bit. If you can combine your morning light exposure with your morning movement, even better. Take a walk outside and you're hitting 2 sleep-optimizing habits at once. Now let's address the elephant in the room, or more accurately, the cup in your hand. Coffee. That beautiful, aromatic, consciousness-restoring elixir that so many of us depend on. I'm not going to tell you to give up your morning coffee. In fact, morning caffeine can actually be helpful when timed correctly. But there are 2 crucial rules you need to follow. Rule number 1. Wait at least 90 minutes after waking up before you have that first cup. When you first wake up, your body naturally produces a surge of cortisol that helps you feel alert. If you drink coffee immediately, you're actually working against this natural wake-up mechanism, and you might feel groggier. Plus, you're building up caffeine tolerance faster, which means you'll need more and more to feel the same effect. By waiting 90 minutes, you let your natural cortisol do its job, and then you enhance your alertness with caffeine when your cortisol naturally starts to dip. Rule number 2. Set a caffeine curfew. Caffeine has a half-life of about 5 to 6 hours, which means that if you drink a cup of coffee at 4 in the afternoon, half of that caffeine is still in your system at 10 at night. Even if you can fall asleep with caffeine in your system, it significantly reduces the quality of your deep sleep. A good rule of thumb is to avoid caffeine after 2 in the afternoon or at least 10 hours before your bedtime. Let's shift gears and talk about breakfast. The food you eat in the morning doesn't just fuel your body, it also sends timing signals to your internal clock. Eating breakfast helps anchor your circadian rhythm and can actually improve your sleep quality at night. But not all breakfasts are created equal. You want to aim for a meal that includes protein and healthy fats, which provides sustained energy throughout the morning and help stabilize your blood sugar. When your blood sugar crashes mid-morning, you're more likely to reach for sugary snacks or extra caffeine, both of which can interfere with your sleep later. Think eggs with avocado, Greek yogurt with nuts and berries, or oatmeal with protein powder and nut butter. What you want to avoid is a breakfast that's primarily refined carbohydrates and sugar, like a pastry or sugary cereal, because that will spike your blood sugar and then cause a crash, leaving you feeling tired and reaching for more stimulants. Here's another morning habit that might surprise you. Take a cold shower, or at least finish your shower with 30 to 60 seconds of cold water. I know, it sounds miserable, but cold exposure in the morning has multiple benefits for sleep. First, it gives you a natural energy boost by increasing norepinephrine and dopamine, those feel-good, alertness-boosting neurotransmitters. This helps you feel more awake without relying on excessive caffeine. Second, cold exposure helps regulate your body temperature throughout the day. And remember, that natural temperature drop in the evening helps you feel sleepy. You don't have to be extreme about this. Start with just the last 10 seconds of your shower being cool, not ice cold, just uncomfortably cool. Then, gradually work your way up to colder temperatures and longer durations as you get used to it. The key is making that temperature contrast that shifts your body into a more alert state. Now let's talk about something that happens in the morning for a lot of people: hitting the snooze button. I hate to break it to you, but those extra 9 minutes of sleep are actually making you feel worse and potentially sabotaging your sleep tonight. Here's why. When your alarm goes off and you fall back asleep, you're starting a new sleep cycle that you won't be able to complete. Then, when your alarm goes off again 9 minutes later, you're being woken from an even deeper stage of sleep than you were initially, which makes you feel groggier. This is called sleep inertia, and it can last for hours. Plus, inconsistent wake times confuse your circadian rhythm. Your body can't predict when it's supposed to be awake, so it can't properly time all those sleep-promoting hormones for the evening. If you want better sleep at night, you need to wake up at the same time every morning, even on weekends. I know that's a tough pill to swallow, but consistency is key. If you're really struggling to wake up, put your alarm across the room so you have to physically get out of bed to turn it off, and then immediately expose yourself to bright light. Those two actions together will help shut down melatonin production and wake you up. Here's a habit that might seem unrelated to sleep, but it's actually crucial. Manage your stress in the morning. When you wake up and immediately check your email or social media, you're flooding your brain with information, demands, and potential stressors before you've even fully woken up. This spikes your cortisol even higher than it naturally should be in the morning, and it sets a tone of reactivity and stress for the entire day. Chronic stress is one of the biggest sleep disruptors there is. Instead, try starting your morning with just 5 to 10 minutes of something calming. This could be meditation, deep breathing, journaling, or simply sitting quietly with your coffee before you check your phone. This isn't about being perfect or achieving some Zen state. It's about giving your nervous system a chance to ease into the day rather than jolting it into high alert. People who practice some form of mindfulness or stress management in the morning consistently report better sleep quality at night. Let me tell you about a concept called sleep pressure. Throughout the day, your brain accumulates a chemical called adenosine, which builds up pressure for sleep. The longer you're awake, the more adenosine accumulates, and the sleepier you feel. When you finally sleep, adenosine levels drop, and you wake up ready to start accumulating it again. This is separate from your circadian rhythm, but they work together. Now here's the important part for your morning routine. If you take a long nap in the afternoon, you reduce your sleep pressure, which can make it harder to fall asleep at night. So while we're talking about morning habits, I need to mention that avoiding long afternoon naps is part of the equation. If you must nap, keep it to 20 minutes maximum and do it before 3 in the afternoon. But there's something you can do in the morning to help build healthy sleep pressure. Stay active and engaged throughout the day. Mental and physical activity both contribute to sleep pressure, so don't just front-load your day with exercise and then become sedentary. Keep moving periodically throughout the day, take breaks to stretch, and challenge your brain with engaging tasks. All of this helps ensure you have sufficient sleep pressure by bedtime. Let's talk about hydration. You've gone 6 to 8 hours without water, so you wake up naturally dehydrated. This dehydration can make you feel sluggish and tired, which might tempt you to over-rely on caffeine. Start your morning with a large glass of water before you do anything else. Some people add a pinch of sea salt to help with electrolyte balance and hydration at the cellular level. Proper hydration throughout the day also prevents you from waking up in the middle of the night because you're thirsty, or conversely, from drinking so much water right before bed that you have to wake up to use the bathroom. Here's something subtle but important. Establish a consistent morning routine. It doesn't have to be complicated, but having a predictable sequence of activities helps regulate your circadian rhythm. Your body loves predictability. When you do the same things in the same order each morning, you're training your body to anticipate what comes next. Wake up, drink water, get sunlight, exercise, shower, eat breakfast. Whatever your sequence is, keep it consistent. This predictability extends to your sleep-wake schedule and helps your body know when to feel alert and when to feel sleepy. Think about it this way. Your body is constantly trying to predict what's going to happen next so it can prepare. If your mornings are chaotic and different every day, your body can't establish reliable patterns, and your circadian rhythm gets confused. But when you wake up at the same time and follow a similar routine, your body learns the pattern and can optimize all your biological processes, including sleep. Let me also mention something that might seem odd. Get your protein early. Research suggests that eating protein at breakfast, rather than loading up on protein only at dinner, can help with sleep. Protein contains amino acids like tryptophan that are precursors to serotonin and melatonin, your sleep-regulating hormones. By getting these amino acids early in the day, you're giving your body the building blocks it needs to produce the right hormones at the right times. Now, I want to address something that affects many people: alcohol. Even though we're talking about morning habits, this is relevant. If you're drinking alcohol in the evenings, it's severely disrupting your sleep architecture, preventing you from getting deep, restorative sleep. While there's no morning habit that directly counteracts evening alcohol consumption, being aware of how alcohol affects sleep might motivate you to reconsider those evening drinks. And if you do drink, make sure you're not drinking within 3 to 4 hours of bedtime. Here's a final morning habit that ties everything together. Set an intention for your sleep tonight. This might sound too simple to matter, but your mindset about sleep significantly affects your sleep quality. Many people with insomnia develop anxiety about sleep itself, which becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. In the morning, while you're feeling relatively calm and not yet tired, take a moment to remind yourself that you're doing the right things to support good sleep. You're getting light exposure, moving your body, managing your caffeine, eating well, and managing stress. Trust that these habits will work. This isn't about positive thinking magically fixing everything. It's about reducing the anxiety and pressure you might be putting on yourself about sleep, which paradoxically makes sleep harder. When you lie down tonight, you want to feel relaxed and ready for sleep, not worried about whether you'll be able to fall asleep. The truth is, sleep is not something you can force. You can't try harder to sleep the way you might try harder to lift a weight or run faster. Sleep is something you allow to happen by creating the right conditions. And those conditions start in the morning, the moment you open your eyes. So tomorrow morning, when that alarm goes off, don't hit snooze. Get up, drink some water, and get yourself some bright light. Move your body. Wait a bit for that coffee. Eat a protein-rich breakfast. Start your day with intention rather than stress. Do these things consistently, and I promise you, Your sleep tonight and every night will improve. Better sleep isn't about what you do in the hour before bed. It's about what you do all day long, starting from the moment you wake up. Sweet dreams start with great mornings.